Hello, hello, and welcome back. It's LaShonda Henry here, aka Sister Sense, and once again, we are officially inside the Sister Sense Insider Circle. It is you, me, the Sister Sense community, and all the little lovely frogs and birds and bees and the fleas, plus my little fur baby Printaman, as I sit here on this rainy day hanging out with you guys as part of the 12 Books in 12 Months project. So this is fun today because this is the first year that every single month I have intentionally been working on a book project with you guys who are inside of the Insider Circle annual program. And those of you who are new to the Insider Circle, welcome, welcome. Each month I give you guys some fun templates to work on, and I'm super excited to have y'all join us in the Insider Circle and the extended Sister Sense Circle community. So obviously you know the birds, and this one frog is going to run competition with me tonight, but it's all right. It is totally all right. So let's talk about it. 12 books, 12 months, digital self-publishing. We're working on ebook and print book projects where I share with you my FAST, fast method to content creation, which for me is all about F, formulas, A, automation, S, systems, and T, templates. So when you are trying to figure out how to get better at content creation, especially for my busy bosses out there, to help you get clear, my goal is to share my fast method to content creation with you. Number one. Number two, take you, talk you, walk you through the prep, produce, publish process so you can get better at creating your creations. I see my girl Yvonne and Shonda and Sherry in the virtual building. Hey, Shar. Hey, Inger. Hey, Nikki, too. I see you. I see you. So one of the first things that I mentioned to you is getting ready for our session. As always, Notebook is great. Google Doc is even better. Go to docs.google.com, create a Google Doc so that we can rock out today's training. Of course, you guys who are in the annual program, this is something that y'all are used to, right? And by the way, those of you who have missed the first 5 months of the program, if you're interested in joining, definitely check in with me and I will send you the details. There's always something fun to do virtually with us in the community. Project 1, we did a 5-day challenge book, and then we did a 12-week planner, Project 2. Audiobooks, Project 3, course books, Project 4. Last month, we worked on devotionals, so always fun. And as I'm working through these different book projects with you, also sharing the ABCs, right? So we have been creating within the larger Citizen Circle community, as far as digital products are concerned, audio content, book content, bundles, classes, courses, challenges, and everything in between, right? Lavon was one of the lovely ladies that hung out with me a few weeks ago. Elizabeth was there. Karen was there. Tiffany was there. Had so much fun just kind of hanging out, creating some amazing digital content. And we're going to continue that, by the way, okay, because we've got some fun things that we're doing this month and for the next couple of months as part of the Build Together project, so that you don't feel like you are struggling on your own trying to do all of this alone. We're working to build our projects individually but within the community, okay? So this is not only about the 12 Books in 12 Months project. I'm also using this as an opportunity to kick off my Build Together experience so that we are creating spaces where, again, you're not just trying to figure it out on your own and just, it's a lot. It's doing it alone, it's a lot, right? So creating a space for us to work on these things together, that is, for me, the reality, the strategy, the intention. When it comes to this month's book project, you are going to do a couple of things. Number one, find your focus, whether it be working on this project or possible other ones that I have been sharing over the last several months. You can take this opportunity to start a new book, finish a current book, or build a bundle, which is always great, right? Outside of building bundles, you can take this one topic and break it down and create a series, or explore taking the different books projects that you have and create a bookstore. Drop a number in here out of curiosity. I know my girl Shonda, she got more than me as far as books are concerned. How many books do you have underneath your belt? Drop that into the chat so that I can see. Again, out of curiosity. And those of you who are hanging out on the replay side, you can check in with us too. I have a Facebook group for you over at firestarters.sistasense.com. You can join the Facebook group. You can share what you're doing as far as your digital self-publishing projects and other amazingness too. Especially take advantage of the group if outside of sharing your projects, you have questions and or are looking for support, right? So we are really going to lean into making the most of today, okay? You can take this opportunity to repeat a project or reformat content that you have, putting it into this particular project, revise a book, rebrand a book, or add it to your library. Baby, it's the PYP for me. Pick your plan, okay? And feel free, like I said, as you guys are here hanging out with me, you can unmute yourself at any time if you have questions. As you know, I'm a New York girl living in a North Carolina world. The New Yorker will always be in me, and baby, we talk quickly. So if you ever need me to slow down, feel free to let me know, right? At least 10 books. Whoa, that's a lot, right? Sherry says self-publishing ebooks and digital planners. I hear the birds chirping. Yeah, you're going to hear the birds, the frog, the dogs, all of it, all of it. Louisiana in the building. Love it, love it. So we are going to lean into book project number 6, okay? So last month we left off with devotionals. This month we are combining profitable playbooks plus the plug and publish book template. Let's talk about it. What's a playbook? First of all, let me backtrack and say, okay, when I do these book projects, I focus on what I call quick books. These are books that usually you can put together over the course of a few hours or a few days, and they're normally anywhere between 20 to 120 pages. And so of the many quick book, mini book projects that I discuss, my absolute favorite is the playbook. If you are a coach, you're a speaker, you're somebody who is trying to build your authority, baby, this one's the key, right? This is a short authority building book project. So one of the lovely ladies in my circle, Tiffany, she is a therapist. And a few weeks ago, she came out to our North Carolina workshop. Her focus was on her 10-minute marriage reboot. It's funny because we're going to be talking about 10 win, 10 chapter books. She has the 10-minute marriage reboot and sharing her specific system to helping couples rebuild, reconnect, reboot their marriages. That is what her book is all about. So if you're trying to figure out, number one, how to be profitable, one thing to do is to build a book, right? But number two, think about the fact that books build businesses. I'm going to say that one more time. Books build businesses. How many celebrities do you know? The first thing that they do when it comes to revenue is they write a book. So they can get on somebody's couch, on somebody's TV show. They can get in front of somebody's set of people at somebody's speaking event because they have a book that they can leverage. Okay, that's number one. Number two, we are not looking to create regular, degular, smegular books. Okay, I'm not looking for you to create some sort of wishy-washy lead magnet, nor am I looking for you to publish a dissertation that, baby, the only one that's going to read it is you and your mommy because we don't got time. We don't got time. We want things that are QC, quickly creating quality content that's easy for you to create and easy for your audience to consume, which is why for me, when I share the quick book formula strategy, it's about 20 to 120 pages. And as far as the Playbook project that we are focused on today, okay, the goal is somewhere between 40 to 80 pages. So you're going to be thinking about creating an authority-building book today, number one. Number two, what kind of entrepreneur, solopreneur are you? I'd love to know. I'm all about Sister Sense helping you make sense of making money online. Tell me what your brand is, what your focus is. I know I got some self-care girlies in the building. I've got therapists in the building, doctors in the building, speakers in the building, preachers in the building, everybody in the building, right? Drop into the chat. Let me know what is your core area of expertise, your brand focus, because that's going to help you begin to lean into what you're going to focus on for your playbook. So the key thing here that I want to share as far as playbooks are concerned before moving forward is that this is about teaching people a particular system, methodology, or framework that you have put together. So one of my books is called $7 Solutions because I have a system to creating LPP, what I call low price point digital books as entry offers. And I believe for people who do not have established audiences, there are cost-effective ways for them to grow their businesses. And my $7 Solutions strategy is one of them. So there's possibly a methodology, a system, a structure, something that you teach and you would like to create a book around. Anyone like that? Or maybe you like the idea of having a system, method, or framework that you can share with your audience. One of the lovely ladies in my circle, Karen, she came out to my North Carolina event a few weeks ago. She's also a part of the Insider Circle, and we had a VIP day session on Sunday, that final day. One of the things that we worked on was a framework that she put together. We had quite a few fun ChatGPT sessions, and as the ladies learned, you do not ChatGPT like me, baby. So out of that, there was a lot of learning and strategy. From that, she was able to create a framework and use that as part of her branding, which we are going to be building out in many ways. So you don't necessarily have to have a framework. If you have one, great. But if you can strategically use ChatGPT to help you gain clarity around a particular system, method, or framework that you can share with your community, yay. Okay? And we're going to talk about that today because one of our goals is to work on your 10-minute map, helping you figure out what kind of playbook you want to put together and how you're going to turn that playbook into profits. Ooh, hold on, quick power pause. Okay, that is my goal. It's to establish credibility for corporate cold and lukewarm leads. Okay, gotcha. The focus, my signature program, and speaking on listening. I think I missed a little bit of that, but I do understand focusing on your signature program and speaking, perhaps speaking opportunities I think you're leaning towards, but yes, all good stuff, right? Being able to leverage your book so that you can connect with new opportunities, whether you're looking to work with individuals or organizations, all the things, right? Lots of appeal here when it comes to this particular project. Easy to create and update, great for digital and POD, print on demand formats. You can pair it with other offers, and we're going to lean into that as well. And essentially for me, building, right? Building an audience, building credibility so that you can share your expertise, okay? So pick your purpose. build your brand authority. That's the big one for me. Teaching a signature system, like Sherry, right? Literally just said that. Attracting new leads and clients, being able to bundle your book with courses or coaching, selling it as a print-on-demand offer or digital product, driving speaking and media invitations. My world is books, okay? Love, love, love. Creating them, helping my clients produce them, all the things. Tiffany and I, we were working on her whole woman planner. So pretty planner, and then having 5 different covers so she can have different versions of it. This month I'm working with my new client Lou, helping him put together 3 children's books, which is lots of fun, definitely stretching me, baby. But there's so many different ways that you can create books, leverage them, whether you're trying to work within your existing target market or even branch out into another one. Because me, personally, a lot of the things that I produce are focused on women entrepreneurs, but I also have books for children of color because it's another interest of mine. So helping clients create children's books are in line with things that I do for myself on the side as well, right? That's for my multi-passionate entrepreneurs. You can explore other target audiences too as you lean into your book publishing possibilities. So the 10-chapter, 10-minute mind map, okay? So what we're going to do is first think about what it is that you would possibly like to put together, and then we're going to lean into support that can help you work on this within a 10-minute period. Okay, so we're just mind mapping here your 10-chapter book, okay? And then we'll go deeper into the process. I always say before we tech, we prep. So I'll show you the template and all the fun things, but let's start thinking. Who will buy your playbook, right? Who will buy your playbook? Now, here's the thing. There are so many levels to this question beyond what the eye can see, baby. Let me explain. Level 1 is individuals, right? Your target audience. Individuals you want to buy your playbook, right? Level 2, media. Media who goes, wow, this is a great book. This is a great story. Book them. I want them on the show. I want to interview them for an article, for a podcast. Book them. Who will buy your book? Organizations. Oh my gosh, this is great. We have a training. This is a great book for our company to have this person come in and teach through their book, and we're going to buy however many copies. A lot of people just look at who's going to buy the book and they think individuals, and then you got a lot of broke authors not knowing what to do as far as revenue. Who will buy your book? Organizations, groups, individuals, event planners. And when I say who will buy your book, I mean on multiple levels. Number 1, purchasing it. Number 2, wanting to promote, feature, be connected to you, partner with you on some capacity, having you come out and speak at an event, being a vendor at an event, being able to be at the front speaking, have your book published and sellable in the back as a vendor table, speaker table, keynote. Think about that. Who will buy your book? Bookstores, libraries. There are levels to this, okay? We've been talking about the revenue roadmap and the 1K accelerator, and there are 5 levels that I talk about when it comes to high-ticket offers. Those of you who are in the program, great, because we're like on what are we on? The revenue roadmap. I think we did week 9 this week. Those of you who join us as part of the Build Together experience, which is 90 days, so if you're not in the 1 year, at least you can join us in here for the 90-day experience. You can join us inside of Revenue Roadmap, catch up on what you've missed, but being able to think about leveraging individual books, number 1, but premium offers, number 2. Because your individual book can be a premium offer or a lead into something else. Because when you're not just selling to individuals, you're selling to bookstores, you're selling to organizations, you're selling to libraries. It's not just about one book sale, it's about the bricks, right? When you're selling to larger, wholesale, interested buyers. Okay? Food for thought. I don't know how many of you thought about that, but if it's a light bulb for you, let me know. Okay? When it comes to your levels and your books. Hey, D, I see you sneaking on in here. You up late. What time is it in the UK? I know you like, girl, if you don't do it at 6 o'clock, I ain't coming on. I'll be asleep. What price point fits your audience? This is a part of my Build Together series, right? I'm going to be doing the Build Together project over the course of the next 90 days. We're going to have Build-a-thon to create digital and print products, over, again, the next 90 days, right? And when you think about profit, pricing is a part of it, right? We go so deep into pricing and promotion in the revenue roadmap. Some of these things I don't want to cover here because I give it to you there. But if you are not in the 12-month program, it's part of the 12-week project, the Build Together 12-week project, you do also get the revenue roadmap. So if you missed anything, you can catch up, okay? Just letting you know that today. But when it comes to pricing, you have to think about how much would it cost to sell this to an individual, but then how much can I gain if I multiply that price point and sell it to an organization, sell it to groups. You know, think about going out to schools, think about going out to different after-school programs. If it's geared towards younger people or people in college, think about going to colleges. Look, it's beyond a simple one-to-one offer book. We ain't just going that route anymore. You need to explore bigger. And even at the one-to-one level, you can explore bigger. You can say, hey, buy this book for you and your girls too. You have a girls' night or you create a book club and all of you lean in. One of my favorite entrepreneurs, Alex Hormozy, when he launched his last $10 million book, he not only sold individual copies, but he sold it in bulk. He said, look, buy the bulk ones for you and for people who you know they need this because they want to grow. How many of you remember the story of Oprah in Color Purple and how Oprah said when she read Color Purple, she got all the copies. She was just giving them away. And you sitting here trying to figure out how to sell one-to-one. There's more than this thing to this thing than you're considering. I'm telling you that right now. But I'm going too far down the revenue roadmap rabbit hole. So let me bring it back. Let me bring it back. Are you thinking about these things, though, when it comes to your pricing, your profit, your audience, your target audience? Is it just, when you think target audience, you think, let me create an avatar of an individual who might want to read this book? You thinking about churches, colleges, libraries, organizations, companies? No. Will you sell digital, print on demand? Will you create a bundle? My favorite bundle to talk about, y'all, is Becoming, right? I had a publishing inspiration section here at the last North Carolina event. The ladies were like, this is great. All of these different publishing books, right? And I shared all these examples. One of my favorites is Becoming, and how many ways in which Michelle Obama took that one book. She created a devotional. She created a young reader's edition and really leaned into building that book into a bundle. Can this book lead into higher offers? Absolutely. These are things you need to be thinking about. What bonus content can you add to the book? Because look, the book can have a bonus. The book can be a bonus. right? Many things. I have sold books for $1, $7, $100. My $100 books are my bigger planners that are niche specific because you can't get them anywhere else when you create that unique niche specific content that's really tailored towards your audience. By the way, if you ever want to look at some of the print publications I've put together, all you need to do is mosey on over to sistersense.shop. And you can find me on Amazon as well. I must confess, I don't have all my stuff on Amazon because I like to sell mainly directly through my own website and or my print-on-demand store. But I do like to explore other options, as should you. So as we're working through this 10-minute, 10-chapter mind map, I'm curious if anyone would like to unmute themselves and let me know what's coming up for you, ideas and or questions. And before we go into the next slide, I'm just going to check the chat just to see what is coming up for you guys as well, okay? Right now you're thinking about who will buy your book, what price point fits your audience, will you sell it as a digital, print on demand, a bundle, can this book lead to higher offers, what bonuses can you include, what media visibility can this attract? A lot of people are looking for opportunities, but they have nothing to present to create the space for opportunities, right? If you know someone is, and as a matter of fact, I was on social media, I think earlier this week, and someone was saying, I'm looking for inspirational women to be on my podcast. How amazing would it be when you see an opportunity like that to say, hey, I've published ... book. I focus on women. I'd love to be on. And, I can give, away X amount of copies of my book. I can give out, 2, 3 chapters of my book. How amazing would that be? Okay? So listen, I'm opening up the hot seat for those of you, because I know you're here, so don't be scared. Let me know what's coming up for you, okay? Unmute yourself and or drop what you're coming up with in the chat. If you're ready, unmute yourself. I'd love to hear you. Or either unmute or put it in the chat box. Let me know.
Hey, listen, I'll shoot my shot. This is Sherry. How are you?
Hey.
I'm changing for the second half of the year. So I did have in the chat that I want to do a playbook. I'm so sorry. I'm going to go to the other side of the house. I have a very, very hair-triggered smoke alarm. So the signature system, I have a signature talk, and it's called Are You Listening? And so it's really about conflict resolution, leadership, communication, and so on. I also have a framework for listening for leadership and development. So I'm thinking that the playbook would be perfect as a segue into kind of giving them a teaser in maybe a couple of the chapters, but then also, too, a playbook that they could use after they go through either the keynote or the training curriculum. So that's kind of what I'm thinking as far as the playbook is concerned.
Okay, good. So my question for you, number one is, have you written any of the content yet, or do you just have the structure of the framework?
I'm going to be a betting woman and say I've got about 80% because these are really the signature talk I've done for years, and then the leadership and development curriculum I've done, it's already written. Most of it's already written.
Okay, so you can pull from that So 80% of that content is done. Okay.
Yes.
And so I love that you're talking about signature talks because, again, we're really leaning into those of you who are looking from the entrepreneurial perspective as an expert, not just one-to-one individuals you can sell to, but organizations, companies, larger platforms too, right? And that's going to help you when it comes to jumping over that hoop as far as revenue. You're not just looking for the individual $1 and $7 and $27 sales, which is all valuable, but for many of us, you're going to need more of that to get to where you need to be, okay? So great. I get a sense of what you're working on here. What are some things that you feel like maybe you have questions or challenges around right now?
Okay, so I've never done a playbook before, and so I'm sure that there's a different outcome than it would be if I were to do a book. So I guess it's really what needs to go in there that's enough, but not repetitive. Because I think sometimes I'm a second-generation educator, so I want to give too much. And I kind of learned that when I was on the national circuit of doing corporate training, that they really wanted you to sell back a room, and nobody really buy my back of room at the beginning because I was giving everything away.
Gotcha.
So they felt like they didn't need to buy the book because Sherry just answered all my questions. So I guess that's my question is, I saw that you said, you're only going to do, it's going to be less than 100 pages. So just kind of the general outline of what really should go in there and kind of the way that it should look like a quote-unquote, what a playbook should look like.
Gotcha. Now, for me, one question for you before we move into the meat and potatoes of the playbook is, you said, what's the difference between the playbook and a book? Now, obviously, a playbook is a book. So when you say that, though, what are you really saying? Is this just a small book?
I guess the level of content, and I know that the number of pages would constrict me, but I guess I want it to be complete because I've bought stuff and I've read stuff that goes, okay, this is obviously, because I think all of us here on the call have been in the game for a minute, that we can tell that someone is trying to sell something for promotional reasons or a segue, but it really doesn't help. So how much should I put in there to keep from either being a little light, and then how much should I put in there to make sure that they get what they're looking for? But I've never done a playbook before, so I guess that's kind of my wide-eyed look about this, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. Absolutely. So here's the thing about the playbook concept, right? And again, there are different levels of books. These are great questions, by the way. Thank you for being in the hot seat, Sherry. I appreciate you. When you think about the playbook, the first thing I said is it's about authority building. So you're supposed to set the stage of, look, here is what your issue is, what your focus is, and I'm going to give you a system, a framework, a ... fill in the blank to work that out. I didn't say I was going to take you from A to Z. I said I'm going to give you the system. What that looks like is you breaking down the system. Not all the way down. We're not talking about limbo here. But you just being able to say, for example, if I'm telling you about my FAST method, this is the FAST method. This is who it's for. F, formulas. A, automation. S, systems. T, templates. Are you good at formulas? Are you good at automation? Or do you struggle with systems? Do you need templates? Are these things you're applying? Are these things you're missing? How can you benefit from these things? And then you go, oh, all right, let's go deeper. All right, now let's move into actual execution of the FAST method. Either I can show you how to do it, I can do it for you, I can do it with you. That's not in the playbook. That's the next step.
Okay, I just had an aha moment. Okay, yes.
Did you? Wait, what was it? What was it?
So the aha moment is, it's kind of like, again, what we do with League Magnets or that we would do with a webinar is I'm going to show you or talk to you about what you need to know and maybe even why you need to do it. But I'm not necessarily going to give you all of the how.
You're definitely not going to do the how. However, what makes it a different from like a lead magnet per se is that it's a very clear process. So whereas with, let's say I did a lead magnet and I said, let's talk about 5 things people are struggling with when it comes to content creation, right? Or what are 5 things that entrepreneurs need to know about creating content on social media? Me talking to you specifically about the FAST method, I'm like, this is what you're missing. The problem is you don't have form. Like if you just said, I have the FAST method for everything, right? And you're like, how many pages? I already have a formula for how many pages go into Playbook, right? How you can go from, I don't know what the hell to write, to in 3 hours you have 80 pages. I have the formula already. So it's different from just the traditional lead magnet here because you're getting very laser focused on, let's just cut the fat away. This is the thing that you need. This is the equation that you need. This is the process. This is the routine. And you can either just take what I'm giving you in the playbook and you can integrate it how you interpret it, or we can go deeper and I can tell you how I do it. Because a lot of people have frameworks and then people watch and they look and then they just try to emulate it. But if you don't know the secret in the sauce, you don't know the secret in the sauce. And that's what they're paying for. So there is a distinct difference, though, between just a regular lead magnet and that. Because most people aren't giving people their processes and systems and lead magnets, not to a degree where they're clear about what the actual system looks like.
So yeah, that makes sense. So I probably didn't elaborate, but you did it perfectly in that we're going to give them a little bit of the how, but really not enough for them to go off and do it on their own successfully.
And right. And
so
they
it's kind
can.
of like a teaser of the how.
They can definitely attempt to do it their own way, but usually what people are paying for is your way.
Right.
And that's
the framework way. Got it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So there's lots of great books that, teach these processes. I love everything that Russell Brunson puts out, creator of ClickFunnels. I always give Mel Robbins' 5-second rule as a great example. Whether you love her or hate her, she's got very unique processes, and she's built a publication brand around her 5-second rule concept.
Right. Yeah.
So just being able to say, hey, this is what I discovered on my journey. I documented it. Here it is. And then building it up in different levels, right? But yeah, I'm excited. I'm glad about the fact that you are open to ask some questions. And then we'll check in and see if you need any additional clarity in a little bit as we go deeper. Thank you. So I'm going to give you guys an opportunity, anyone else who would like to jump into the hot seat, to do so in a little bit, but let's keep on keeping on, okay? As we talk about the mind map, let's dig deeper. When you can't ask me, just ask Cece. So clearly, whether it be a one-on-one or a group session like this one, being able to say, okay, LaShonda, this is what I'm coming up with, this is what I'm thinking, is always fun. But I have been working on, lovingly, for a while now, Cece. Cece is my AI-powered business clarity coach. And Cece is me when you don't have me, okay? So that you can have clarity sessions. The CC tool application is coming, but as for now, what you can use are CCQs. CCQs are prompts that you can put into ChatGPT to gain AI business coaching clarity. Okay, we're going to dig deeper into CCQs in so many ways as part of the Build Together project, which, again, 90-day experience, right? This is kind of kicking off into the things that we do as part of Build Together, especially those of you who are not in the Insider Circle annual program. And outside of brainstorming, right? Because I love, Sherry, you were like, this is what I know crystal clear. I've been doing these signature talks for years. I've been doing this, but here's where I'm a little bit fuzzy, right? Here's where I'm a little bit fuzzy. The book versus the playbook, the length, how much is too much. I know how to drip, but then I give them all the drip. They don't need the book. They got all the drip. how do I position it, right? Here are some starter prompts that you can put into ChatGPT for this 10-chapter, 10-minute mindset clarity. Okay, mind map, clarity. Number one, suggest 10 chapter titles for my playbook. So if you have the concept but you don't have the title, see, Sherry's good. So are you listening, right? She's already good with that, but maybe you're not. Maybe you're looking for options, inspiration, variations. Outline 10 steps to teach my fill-in-the-blank topic. You got the topic, but you don't have the steps. You're like, listen. And literally, you can do this in 10 minutes with ChatGPT, right? List 10 common mistakes to avoid. Always a big one. What should I include in my playbook, right? And that's a great one for Sherry. You're like, okay, I know I want to do this, but, how much is too much? Right? What should I include in this? Give me 10 tips on fill-in-the-blank topic. How can I help beginners with fill-in-the-blank topic? Now, we're going to do even more detailed CCQ prompts. Those of you who have been working with me in the community, we've been doing CCQs for pretty much everything, especially in the Revenue Roadmap series. I give you guys like 2 of those every single week. And as part of Build Together, we'll do extended versions of these. But these are starters so that you have some support outside of what we're doing together to pop these into ChatGPT. And feel free to do that while we are working together now. Anybody who is here who's trying to get clear can pop any of these into ChatGPT and then let me know what's coming up for you as far as clarity is concerned. Now, I do have some other power prompts, CCQ prompts to share with you. But first, keep in mind these, and then let me know, of course, if any of these resonate with you, okay? But we're going to go deeper into the CCQs now, and I'm going to show you how. Wait, before I get here, let me jump back here. Let me ask y'all a question. For those of you who are here, how long have you been using the ChatGPT platform, if at all? Most of you have used it, right? I literally got my hubby to sign up to ChatGPT last week. He refused to download any kind of apps. He was like, no. So I had to create his account on my iPad, log him in on my iPad, because he's not downloading any ChatGPT, to be clear, okay? So he's a ChatGPT baby, okay? But I'm assuming most of you have been using it for some stretch of time. Over 2 years from the very beginning, exactly, right? We are like early adopters when it comes to ChatGPT, right? I ask you that question because this next CCQ prompt is a game changer for you who have history with ChatGPT, okay? Because let's face it, y'all can go on Instagram and folks will give you 300 prompts to put into ChatGPT. But here is one simple phrase, just a few words that changes the game that most people aren't giving you. And I'm going to give it to you right now. Based on our chat history, give me. How many of you are doing that? I love this. I do it all the time. Because you can prime the prompt. Those of you who know about priming the prompt, great. If not, I am going to do a ChatGPT Like Me Mastery session this month. And it's on the calendar for our Insider Circle. But like I said, if you're not in the circle and you want to hang out with us for the next 90 days, definitely take advantage of the Build Together project so that you can sign up for that. I have a reduced rate on that for the next couple of hours for Build Together. But then that gives you the full 90 days working with us if you're not in the community, right? And of course, feel free to share this with those who could use the community support, accountability, and focus when it comes to creating their best. This frog is getting louder and louder. I don't hear him throughout the day, okay? But as soon as it hits 7 p.m., me and him be out here fighting. Absolutely fighting. See? You see? He's going to get the last word in, if it's a he. Do you guys use...
He has questions. You've been ignoring him.
Exactly. Now I'm going to laugh every time he does that. Absolutely going to laugh. He wants a prompt. He really does. So let me know how often you guys, if at all, use based on our chat history give me, okay? So why this is great is because ChatGPT has memory. And it's known you. It's gotten to know you for the time that it's worked with you. Give me 5 playbook ideas I could create. Topics my audience would love to learn. Trends I could teach with my expertise. A playbook idea to build my brand. A playbook idea to grow my community. So I'm laughing because now that every time I hear him do that, or her, every time I hear it, there's 2 of them now. It feels like, call to action when somebody's in the back going, preach. Yeah, they having their own conversation, but I'm bringing them into me too. You normally say, you know me. Yeah, right? Something to trigger ChatGPT, not just kind of giving you generic, but really leaning into you, right? Based on our chat history, give me 10 possible chapter titles. Remember, I gave you, let's backtrack a second, right? I said, suggest 10 chapter titles for my playbook. That's generic. It'll give you something. It may or may not give you something that leans into who you are. But when you say, based on our chat history, give me 10 possible chapter titles, it's different. It hits different. And I want you guys to try one of these, any of these, and let me know what comes up for you, right? A simple 10-step framework to teach. Give me 3 ways to structure my playbook. 5 key takeaways for my readers. An engaging subtitle for my playbook, right? These are just starter prompts. And like I said, if you can't ask me, ask CC, currently in the form of ChatGPT. The actual CC tools is coming to a Samcart checkout box near you. It's coming real soon. So we're going to do, I want to say 2 more things before we wrap up for today, okay? We've been chatting for years. Chat recently gave me super precise client avatar, was blown away. Okay, that's what I'm talking about, D. That's what I'm talking about. So the more it knows you, more it knows what you do, what you're trying to accomplish, the better it's going to be at giving you really laser-focused direction. And those of you who work with me one-on-one, we take those and then we move even further, right? I think Shonda and I, you in the building. Shonda, you still here? I think you're still here. One of our last sessions, we did a combination of CCQs and then, putting things together and all the things, right? So levels to this. Now, next thing that I want to do is lean into the writing rules, okay? Actually, let me not do that. Let me power pause because there's a reason behind the writing rules. Okay. So I have many templates. Those of you in the Insider Circle 12-month program have access to all of them, right? All of them, all the new ones, all the old ones, the best of the best of the best, right? This is a variation on my easy ebook template, which you can use for print-on-demand projects as well. It's a nice paperback style. I've modified it for this particular project. It is basically going to help you, if you fill it in the way I tell you, help you create a 46 page playbook. 47 is just informational about the different template hubs that I have, but this will help you put together a 10-chapter, 56-page playbook. Okay, let's talk about it. This is the plug and publish playbook template that goes with the playbook project we're working on for this month. Okay, so you could use this cover, but I do have a whole set of template covers for you to choose from. We're just going to keep it simple with the clean cover that we have here. And of course, as I always like to share, you can change this and put in any color you want, any cover design that floats your boat, right? It's always important for me that you first explore the core four. What are the core four, LaShonda? Well, we have your front cover, your back cover, your copyright page, which you have right here, and then there's always a bonus page that goes with the core four. In this case, the Meet the Author page, a page where you can basically introduce yourself and let them know more about you. This particular book, outside of those core four pages, also has the following. We have our table of contents. This thing is mapped out so that it is a no-brainer process, right? Between you, me, ChatGPT, you'll gain clarity on your chapters, right? And in addition to your main 10 chapters, you're going to have several pages in here. Number one, you're going to have your free gift. You're going to have your Meet the Author, and you're going to have a few other pages that I want to share with you, okay? And we're going to talk about those. So you said free gift. What's that? Many of you all are familiar with a little company called Amazon, right? Whether you love them or hate them, you know, Amazon. And yes, you get access to being in a marketplace with millions of people, tons of traffic, but the competition be competitioning, right? And then you don't necessarily get access to the names, addresses of the people who buy. That stays with Amazon. So one of the things that many people strategically do when they sell their print books on marketplaces, on print-on-demand platforms, is integrating a page where they can offer some sort of lead magnet. That's a smart strategic way to capture people's information, right? Even when you can't get all of the information post-purchase. Any of you using these lead magnet pages, free gift, free resources pages? Oftentimes you'll see these either at the front of a book or at the end of the book. You can let me know if you've seen them, number one, or if it's something that you plan to do, number two. So we got that down. We've got our book broken up into chapters, very clean book here. I have put this book together in the form of 10 chapters, 4 pages per chapter, okay? Because my babies, I know y'all got dissertations in you, but baby boo, we don't need that right now, okay? We don't need that right now. We need why, what, and then we keep them moving. We need something that it's like a bag of chips. They sit down within 60 minutes, 90 minutes. They've consumed it. They're excited around it, and they move forward. Does that mean that you can't veer away from my formula? Okay? So the innards, 10 chapters, 4 pages a chapter is 40 pages in the innards. Okay? You're like, girl, but I can't say all I want to say in 10 chapters. Let me ask you a question. Do you know how much information is given to us in a 30-second commercial? Some people can't even go up on stage and talk for 5 minutes because after 2 minutes, they like, damn, is it time to get down yet? Don't be mad at these 4 pages, one of which is just the chapter. Now, you don't necessarily need this page. I like it. It's clean. It breaks things up. Again, flows with the easy-to-read situation. If you wanted to, You could increase this. I'm not telling you you can't. What I'm telling you is I've created this for 10 chapter pages with 3 main pages each. And your chapter page, if you want to delete the chapter page and turn that into 4 pages of full content each, you want to make 8 or 12. But just keep in mind, when you hit 8 and you hit 12, let's say you do 8, that's 80 pages in the innards, because 8 times 12 is 80. Then you got your core 4, then you got your outline bonus pages. So you're looking at anywhere between 80 to 110 pages. Okay? These formulas, they work for me. They help me quickly organize books for myself, for clients. We keep it popping, we keep it pushing, we keep it moving. So that's the structure, number 1. Number 2, the thing here is that we're not just random writing. This is not fluff. This is being very strategic in that you're teaching them something. I can teach you my fast method to content creation. I can teach you my system to making money, right? My system to making money, many of you have heard me talk about my LPPs, low price point, HPPs, high price point, OPPs, other people's products, PIPs, passive income products, NPPs, no price point products. That's 6 different items. That's 6 chapters in a 10-chapter playbook. You have so many framework systems, processes inside of you, baby. There's no reason why you can't create a playbook this weekend. Again, usually these are the kind of books that you can create. For me, especially with the support of AI, something like ChatGPT, in a few hours or a few days. Okay? So each of these chapters has 3 core pages by definition of how I put this template together. Can you add more? Absolutely. That's what the duplicate button is for. You can add more. I've carefully put this together in increments of 4, because if you don't want to just have a digital but a print books, self-published print books, increments of 4. That's the way to go. Okay? So if you want to double this, or if you want to triple this per chapter, that's one thing to consider. Let's jump to the end of this baby. Well, let's jump to the middle. I have a quote section in the middle. Why? Because I like quotes. Don't come for me. Come for your mama. I have little quote sections in here. And I have several note pages in here. Now, you can see you literally have, I want to say, somewhere between 4 to 10 note pages. These are really great for several reasons. If you're going to create books where people can, let me tell you value, okay? Because for a lot of people, the value for them is the length. It's not enough if I'm just giving them the framework. If I'm just breaking down the system. That's not enough. Well, if they never heard of it and it helps them, I don't know what you are, but get off of me. As my ladies discovered, I am not an insect bug person. So as soon as it gets dark, I'm about to go in my damn house. And so y'all got about 10 more minutes before the porch lights come on. And LaShonda goes inside. The mosquitoes be mosquitoing. But anyway, if you want to have filler pages, I don't know what I was saying, and then I got distracted by that bug. If you want to have filler pages in here, you can. When it comes to you thinking the most value is in the length, it's not. There's value in teaching people a method, a structure that saves them time, saves them from mistakes, helps them crack something they have been trying to figure out for a long time. There's value in reflection, creating spaces where they can do activities, answer questions, take notes. All of it is valuable. There are different levels of value, okay? So there are note-taking pages here. You can give them more or less. It depends on you, number 1. Number 2, there's the Meet the Author section here as well. so that you can tell them a little bit more about you, share your social media too. So there's quite a few pages in here to make this a solid playbook. Do you want to make it longer? Knock yourself out. It's the formulas for me, though. I like to teach you guys how to do things that you complete from start to finish, because then, guess what? Complete it at 56 pages, and then add on some more pages. Build it out to 100 pages if you would like to, but you do not have to out of the gates. And for a lot of you, you shouldn't out of the gates, because you got 15 open-ended projects and ain't finished not one damn one of them. Did I step on somebody's toes? Did I hurt somebody's feelings? Who start a project? Who is on team start a project and don't finish it? How many open-ended projects you got? This will not be one of those things. You said, don't be rude. I see you. I see you. So this is the template.
Even the frog is saying you're being rude. The frog is saying you're rude.
I know. Now, here's the thing, though. There are several versions of this book template, because obviously I've been building on this template for several months with you guys. This is one of the versions of it. I'm going to share with you two more, only because the lovely thing about Canva is that you can pull from other books and import pages that you like, all right? So if I were to go home real quick and I go to the Easy ebook extended version, okay, here's another version of this template, okay? What's great about this version is that you can have different variations of that page. I love putting graphics in there. If you want to have journal style pages where they can, circle the date, if you want to import different style pages into it, this complementary in the sense that it complements that other template. You can put these in there. These are great ones too. Numbered pages, pages with graphics, other variations that could work for you. Okay. Here's another template. I'm just going to share with this one with you very quickly, and then move on to the next thing. Okay. Cover graphics. What is it? Show more. Okay. So I do have a separate template just for cover graphics, so that you can really make this thing what you want it to be. Okay, so that's another thing. If you like that main cover, great. If you want other options, this is one of my favorites. You got options, okay? Those of you in the 12 Books in 12 Months project, you have our resources and replays page. Just go to template number 6. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. There you go, okay? That's it. Those of you who are not in the annual program for the Insider Circle, just join us in the Build Together project, and you will get access to 9 templates as part of Build Together. And as a bonus, you will get the template that you just saw that's going to give you access to the book project number 6, okay? So you get those 9 templates that we're working on as part of Build Together over 90 days, plus the one that you just saw as a bonus. If you don't have it, you can grab it, okay? Best time to get into Build Together is literally today. Tell your mama, tell your friends. It's a reduced rate today for that full 90-day experience, so that we can work on these projects together. So any questions about that, feel free to let me know. Number 1, as the lights get low, because it's getting low down, let's wrap up our session with the writing rules and your next steps, okay? Now, when it comes to FAST, F-A-S-T, formulas, automation, systems, and templates, I do my books very systematically. There are things that help me work on putting together content automatically, and the templates are key. If you have other templates you want to use, you can use my process. But again, just like any other playbook, you can take the system and do it your way. If you want to do it my way, you got to pay. Right? That is what we do. We talk about one thing, I can't remember where I learned this, but many years ago, it's when it comes to are you giving away too much, it is you tell the what, you sell the how. Tell the what, sell the how, right? Great question about Sherry saying, well, I answered all their questions. Great. You can tell people what to do. Answer questions all day, every day. But when it's time to do the how, whether they need to know how because they don't know the details, or they need to know how you do it versus how other people do it. We can all cook lasagna, but can we all cook lasagna is what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? You know, can we all cook the lasagna the way it needs to be cooked? So, food for thought. You never have to find yourself in a situation where you feel like you cannot effectively market what you're selling because you've given them everything, and there's never a time that you've given them everything because you can't give them you. And you're priceless, right? You are absolutely priceless. Writing rules. 10 chapters with 3 content pages per chapter, 200 to 250 words per page, 750 words per chapter. Stick to this, and baby, you will get your quick book done quickly, right? It's funny, one of my clients is new to ChatGPT. Dr. V signed up to the 12-month program when we started back in January, and she was like, this ChatGPT thing, I feel like I'm cheating. This feels wrong. Like old school, we're so used to writing everything. And even if you feel like ChatGPT feels wrong for you, right? Number one, you could record what you want to say and then transcribe that, number one. Or number two, you can write short paragraphs of what you want to say and then have ChatGPT build it out into the paragraphs, okay? 200 to 250 words per page. I tell you, I've never, ever in my long-legged life done a webinar on this porch and had this damn frog this loud. I think it's like 5 of them now. It cannot possibly be one. Is it mating season? What is going on down there? It doesn't help that we have a pond right in front of my porch. So every little amphibian needs to be in this damn pond right now. It's crazy. Prin is loving it, though, right? I'm surprised she's not barking. You're not barking tonight, Prin. What's up with you? My little puppy, Prin. Simple, clear language, okay? That's something that's so important. We're not going to speak to your peers. We're speaking to your people. Unless you're trying to sell to your peers. Unless you're trying to sell something to your peers to say, I got a better way for you to do ... fill in the blank. I need you to speak in the language of your people. This is a big thing that people struggle with, using big words and wanting to be technical to sound smart, and feeling like the smart thing is going to make you more marketable, but it doesn't always do that. Add reflection prompts if desired. So I mentioned to you that you do have bonus note pages, which is great. So you can add in your chapters like reflection, maybe the last paragraph. Hell, it could be the last 2 sentences. And then they have that note section to reflect. Value is going to come through on so many levels. It is not just simply, well, only 4 pages, only 3 pages. Is that really enough? It's really an overarching experience. And then when you build it into a bundle, baby, we got to talk about the E's. Expand, enhance, elaborate. You expand the book. You enhance the book. You elaborate on the book. We'll get there, okay? Hopefully you guys get to hang out with me this weekend. We're doing a build-a-thon for 2 days, and we're going to continue this process, okay? Building ABC BC offers audios, books, classes, challenges, courses, all the things, activities, all the things, bundles. There are lots of A's and B's and C's. Add reflection prompts if desired, and use ChatGPT for fast drafting. Whether you just use ChatGPT to help you write everything, write all the things, you got options, okay? So those are your writing rules for today's project. Profit and promotion. Oh no! What happened to my profit and promotion slide? Doggone it. I know what happened. LaShonda copied over it. LaShonda copied over it. Okay, hold on, y'all. Let me go get my profit and promotion slide. Pop that right back in here. That's why the Canva be Canva. Hold on, give me 1 second. So here's the thing about the FAST method, especially y'all listening on the replay side, right? So I accidentally copied over this slide, but then this is true plug and publish. It took me like less than a minute to get the content in here. Just plug it into the slide and then publish. And that's something that I want you to get here. The process of systematically creating things faster, when you have a formula and it's streamlined, then you can have your content written, organized. You know, I'm going to be creating 10 chapters, 4 pages each, and I'm going to be covering this, that. I'm going to strategically have a lead magnet in the front that's going to help me capture people and build my list. I'm going to strategically have a meet the author section in the back where I can share my expertise, my social media. I'm going to strategically have chapters in the book where I not only teach them, but maybe I share other things with them that promote me, and we'll go deeper into those things about promotion and strategy when we do the 2-day this weekend, okay? But we're going to stop with profit and promotion with these. Number 1, podcasts and media invitations. Like I mentioned before, when you have something very specific, it's not just you saying, oh yeah, I've got really interesting things to say about ... You're like, no, I got the secret sauce. I've created a structured system, method, process, a routine that it just knocks everybody else out the water, right? You know, even Chanda, if you're still here, we talked about your story. We talked about how you were able to, as a young adult, like in your late teens, early 20s, do things that grown adults didn't know how to do because you had the formula for success before anybody else did. And not only did you have it before anybody else, you didn't need anybody else to give you that formula. You knew how to find the right people and the right opportunities to propel you forward, to give you, literally I'm talking about promotions, you were able to quickly gain promotions, gain knowledge through your system to success. Somebody out there right now could be older, never learned it, could be younger, but don't have your mindset, and they need that system to success. They need not only to know the system, but know that it works. And you know how they know if it works? Because you exist. A lot of us go, we can't do it, I can't teach it, because how can I prove it? You are your first success story. People bought into me, because I always say before people will buy what you sell, they have to buy what you say. People buy what I sell because they buy me. They see what I've created for me, and they see what I create for others, and they go, she knows what the hell she's talking about. Just like that Bosley commercial or Hair Club for Men commercial, how do I know? Because I'm not only the CEO, I'm a user or a customer, whatever. You are your best testimonial. Your playbook is the documentation, is the blueprint of what you've done. Someone wants your playbook. Great example of that, Miss Donia is in the building. And I can't wait to see you, really and truly. I know I always say it's time for me to go to the UK, but one day. One day. As we work on your 1K offer, let's talk about the fact that you have so many playbooks in you. So I'd love for you to tell me one that you're coming up with, because I know you got one in you based on this conversation today, if you didn't already have one, okay? But here's one playbook. We're working on your 1K offer, and you have several playlists, several collections of videos, and you talked about one parent who you did a whole interview series with that parent, and they did some amazing stuff. Put it into context, by the way, Donia, one of my clients, the creator of Amazing Parent Gems, and she helps parents in the UK go through the process of helping to create young, successful achievers, helping their children navigate the academic system, helping them go through the system, go to college and beyond, right? And so you have this whole video series where you're teaching, this parent is breaking down the methodologies, the systems that they did to get their kid into higher learning, or children. Map out the playbook, either just what they did or pair it with you could do. Here are some things that parents do to get their kids into colleges, right, universities, and I don't know how this replay is going to sound. The good thing, though, is that there are AI tools where I can actually isolate my sound and then take out the back noise. So if somebody's listening to the replay and they're like, LaShonda, if I hear that damn frog one more time, if I have the time, I could take out the background noise. But I like that you like the birds and things, so it gives it a little ambiance. But anyway, let's get back to you, Donia. Either you can use that parent's playbook, or not. It's not their playbook so much, but the fact that you interviewed them and you pulled out the strategies that they did and put it in there. Or you can use them as an example, because you can say, I've been doing this for X, Y, Z years. Here are the top 10 things that parents do to get their children into universities, or to help them pass their A-levels, to get $10,000 in or $100,000 in scholarships. And then you can use that parent and several other parents. And then you can say, in addition to the book, I want you to access this complete exclusive interview series with said parent. So you're not just reading the book, you're getting fully immersed into the experience. And then you can do a live training with the parent. And then you can take clips of the video series you've done with the parent and put that on social media. And then, you get what I'm saying? Like, books build businesses. Many of you have more playbooks in you than you realize. And I can continue to isolate those of you who are in here that I work with privately and be able to tell you what to do. We can do it on the call. You do get bonus calls if you signed up to the Build Together experience, by the way, 90 days, templates, the bonus template that goes with this particular training today, and one-on-one clarity sessions with me, right? So we can go through some of the things that you might not even be aware of, okay? So let me know your thoughts on any of those ideas. Love the idea, yes, recording a podcast with parents, but you have just added lots of depth. Okay, good. That is why I'm here, right? Between you, me, ChatGPT, and the community, y'all gonna get all the way together. All the way together. So, did I go through these? I did not. Profit and promotion. Get podcast and media invitations. Sell with a course or workshop. Offer as an authority building freebie. Use for speaking engagements. Bundle with coaching offers. Turn into membership bonus. It's like it's chirping at the end of every line, but you can see it, so that's fine. There's so many things you can do, right? Join my membership, sign up to my program, and I will give you my playbook. So I mentioned one of my favorite people to follow, Russell Brunson. He's the creator of ClickFunnels. And what's cool about Russell is that he has strategically created lots of amazing books that he not only has on platforms like Amazon, bestsellers on Amazon, he also sells them on his website, but more strategically than that, he does free with shipping. Where literally he'll say, I will ship you this book for free, just pay for the shipping. And you'll get my book. And using that book to educate, to market, and build his ABC. Authority, brand, community. Now, you could use these and interchange them with other things, right? You can think about the fact that you can use A to attract people, right? You can C, work on your conversions, right? You can B, work on building relationships. There are so many different A's, B's, and C's, but authority, brand, and community are, for me, the underlining focuses of the Build Together 90-day experience. So creating more books, more playbooks, more mini books, because as part of the 12 Books in 12 Months project, we work on different books every single month, gives you the opportunity to teach your signature methods, because you know you have more than one in you, baby. And there's nothing wrong with having one. You teach that one consistently. Authority gives you the opportunity to position yourself as an expert, create a signature product, strengthen your visual plus content identity, and build community. I always say, where there are two or three are gathered in his name, you guys are with me, whether it be in intimate circles, whether it be in tens, 20s, hundreds, thousands, watching me virtually, in person, live, on demand, on the replay side. It's a community, my Sister Sense Circle community. Attract, nurture leads. These are just a few things that you can do when you grow your ABCs, right? And we're going to work on this. We're going to continue working on this. But to be honest with you, whether you stop today or you say, okay, let's keep on keeping on, you've got the foundation of what my fast method to content creation is about, right? Now, I always say to you guys, tell the what, you sell the how. That's number one, right? And number two, when it comes to this process, me sharing with you the 10-minute, 10-chapter money map, whether you choose to work with me, use your own template, use my template, ultimately, this is an example of the levels of a playbook, of a method, of a system, of a framework. People can take it for what it is, and they can try to mirror it their own way, or they can say, okay, I am going to invest today because I want to be in your program. I want to be in there for a year. I want to be in there for the last 6 months if I miss the first 6 months. I want to be in there for the next 90 days. I want to get on the phone and talk to you. I want to work with you too. You going to North Carolina, I see you when you get there because I'm going to be there, all the things. When you have a playbook, when you have a framework, a methodology, that gives you the opportunity to introduce people to you and grow from there. So I love, love, love the hot seat with Cherry because, again, there are lots of people who are trying to figure out how this playbook is going to work for me. One of my clients, Karen, she said, mini book. People are going to buy something small, right? Just try to process that. It's got a traditional book. It don't have all the details in there. Is it really going to sell? I did, and I shared this example, I want to say a week or two ago. One of the lovely ladies in the circle, Dr. V, joined the community for the 12 Books in 12 Months project from a free challenge. I started the year, either the beginning of January or end of December. I did the Write the Book 5-day challenge. I sent it out via email, number one. I went on social media platforms, number two. She said, I checked you and I saw that you was doing a 5-day on writing a book in 5 days. So I signed up, free challenge. From the free challenge, she bought the ebook. From the ebook, I said, well, look, I'm going to be doing a book a month for 12 months, and she signed up to the series. This is what having a framework can do for you, and then creating opportunities around the framework to work for you. So this month, as part of the Revenue Roadmap series, because the Revenue Roadmap is broken down into 6 phases, that has its own framework. And in that framework, we were talking about messaging, positioning, creating offer stacks. And see, these are some technical words, right, when it comes to marketing and sales. But when you create offer stacks and have a flow of how you're going to market and sell your offer, marketing and sales works better for you. So knowing that, for example, I know what my core offer is. I know how I'm going to market it. I'm going to do email marketing. I'm going to do a challenge. I'm going to post on TikTok. I'm going to do a live stream. I'm going to host a webinar. You need to have a revenue flow if you want your revenue to grow, right? So we've been doing the revenue roadmap for, like I said, a couple of weeks. We still have a few more weeks to go with that particular accelerator, and we've been working on it as part of the in-person events too. So hopefully I've given you some light bulbs here. To ping. Feel free to share what is coming up for you, what you plan on working on. Those of you in the Insider Circle, we are going to continue to keep on keeping on. We are continuing the Build Together project kickoff with the 90-day series. We're doing monthly build-a-thons. The build-a-thon literally is coming up this weekend. So you have the opportunity to continue doing things like this with me. Build-a-thons gives you an opportunity to individually work on your own individual projects, but within the community. So we're going to go, believe it or not, even deeper into this B book project, but I do have an A and C project to work with you on as well. Live co-creation sessions and support, working on A, B's, and C's on another level, in addition to authority, branding, and community building. In this case, going deeper, specifically working on audiobook and class projects. Of course, with the help of accountability, community, and yours truly. So look, the goal here is yes or no. If you want to build your next profitable product stack, you'll join me and the community. If you feel like you can do it on your own, hopefully this training has given you some of the Playbook structure essentials that will put you in the know and essentially help you grow. So outside of what we talked about today, you can always email me privately, LaShonda@sistersense.com. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. Thank you. Great session. You're welcome. Learning more about 12 Books in 12 Months is at sistersense.com/WTBD. The Build Together project is at sistersense.com/Build Together. For the next couple of hours, the reduced rate is still available for the 90-day experience, and then that goes up until the registration page closes and goes away. The official Insider Circle program is closed for this year. It won't reopen until the end of the year. However, if you missed that opportunity, this opportunity to join us for the next 90 days will give you a really solid community to work on your business growth efforts. Now, I don't know if it's two frogs, if it's that's a whole this other thing, this other sound. I don't know what that is. Then the katydids start to come out and they got their own other sound, and the birds be burning and they got their own other sound. It's just a whole lot of sounds out here, which means it's LaShonda's cue to go. It's LaShonda's cue to go. So long as they don't jump up on the porch. The lizards, they be up on the porch. But that's another conversation for another day. Whether you are listening live or via the replay side, I truly thank you so much for joining me today. Our Facebook group is firestarters.sistersense.com, number one. My Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, platforms at Sister Sense. And, of course, as you know, to help you grow, you can always go to the sistersense.com website and click the gray tab on the right to send me a voice message. By the way, Beyonce is here tonight, so you have no excuses. The UK is really the place to be. Is she? Beyonce is in the UK building? I love it. I love it. Well, y'all have been so much fun, and I cannot wait to hang out with you guys as part of the Build Together experience, continuing to work with you all in the extended Sister Sense community and the Insider Circle, too. So much more to share with you. Till next time, take care. Mwah. Bye.